He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
Like a rug they lie, each and every day, more Orwellian doublespeak and MAGA spin. Well, in our breaking story today, top Democrat Chris Murphy, a leader of the resistance, followed up Greg Bovino's insane appearance on CNN this morning with a must-see rebuke. Hey, welcome to Occupy Democrats, and please hit that subscribe button to keep the resistance going coast to coast. Hey, check this out from Los Angeles.
Join us, boy, ain't it nice? Join us, take my advice. If you're lacking control and authority, come with me and hunt down minorities. Join us.
Yeah, every day in every way, we must defend and resist this assault on American values and on American citizens. On our featured story today, that's exactly what Chris Murphy, Senator Chris Murphy, does on CNN with Dana Bash and State of the Union. He was on immediately following this abominable appearance by Temu Nazi Greg Bovino.
Has multiple angles of this incident show him holding up a cell phone and recording it, not a gun. Did he at any point pull out his weapon?
Dana, good morning, and thanks for having me. The weapon, and we do know that the suspect did bring a weapon, a loaded 9mm high-capacity handgun, to a riot. We do know that. As far as what happened in that intervening moment with the video that you just showed, that's going to come to light through the investigation. That's being investigated, and those facts and those questions will be answered soon enough.
Well, apparently not soon enough for Alex Preddy's family, but wait, it just gets better. Check out the unmitigated gall on Border Patrol boss Barney Fife.
When somebody is pushed down and a person's instinct is to help that person, when somebody's pushed down by law enforcement, you're saying that you just stand back and let law enforcement do what they're doing? I mean, is that really human nature?
You know, Dana, every situation is different. What our officers are faced with here in Minneapolis are chaotic, very difficult and violent situations in which individuals, and this suspect is not the only one to bring a loaded weapon to a riot. The situations are chaotic and ever-changing. Follow directions for law enforcement. Don't inject yourself knowingly beforehand into a law enforcement situation.
With respect, it feels as though in some ways you're blaming the victim here.
The victims are the Border Patrol agents. I'm not blaming the Border Patrol agents. The victim are the Border Patrol agents. The suspect put himself in that situation. The victims are the Border Patrol agents there.
Okay, so the jabronis that plugged 9 shots into an innocent VA nurse lying on the ground, they're the victims? Well, as you point out, Jagger, standing at 5'4", no matter where he is, Greg Bovino is always in over his head. Now, minutes after that terrific exchange, Senator Chris Murphy, one of the most important warriors in this fight, picked up with Dana Bash right where Greg Bovino left off. This is what that sounded like. It's our featured clip of the day. Chris Murphy has some imperative things to say about Minnesota and what that means for the rest of the country. Check it out.
You heard my interview with the chief, Greg Bovino, defending his agents and killing Alex Preddy, saying that they were impeding law enforcement despite video not backing that up. What's your reaction?
Dan, I thought that was a bone-chilling interview. I was shaking as I was listening to it, in large part because it takes just an unbelievable amount of gall to lie to the American public. I mean, everybody saw that video, and yet there he was telling you and telling the American public that this young man was brandishing a weapon, that he was impeding officers, that he was there to attend a riot, that he was engaged in assault, when everyone can see that that's not true. It should freak the American public out that the Trump administration lies this easily, will lie to your face when you can see the evidence for yourself. The fact of the matter is, Minneapolis is fundamentally less safe because ICE and CBP are there. And that's the point. They are there to cause a conflict. They are there to create mayhem. And it isn't going to be just isolated to Minneapolis. As they continue to staff up with officers who are not trained for this kind of work, this is going to be in Philadelphia. This is going to be in Phoenix. This is coming to your city as well. And so if we don't stop this in its tracks, what you are seeing in Minnesota, people being killed simply for exercising their First Amendment rights, is going to be a regular feature in this country. That is dystopian. We shouldn't allow for it. And that should unite Republicans and Democrats in Congress, because it's increasingly uniting Republicans and Democrats all around the country who are turning against this just unbelievably lawless way that Bovino and his team are operating in our cities.
Attorney General Pam Bondi sent a letter to Minnesota officials offering to take ICE out of the state if Minnesota does three things. First, share all of Minnesota's records on Medicaid and food and nutrition service programs. Second, repeal the sanctuary policies. And third, allow the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department to access voter rolls. Your reaction?
So I think you're getting to the bottom of what's happening here. And I wish this weren't true. But Donald Trump has made it clear that he intends to try to interfere in the upcoming 2026 election. He says that his, one regret from 2020 was that he didn't take the voting machines. And it is really alarming that in this letter, Bondi says, well, we'll get the ICE officers out of Minneapolis if you give us control of your voter lists. It has always been, I think, the fear, and now I think closer to the reality, that the Trump administration is creating this mayhem, particularly in cities in swing states, in order to take control of the election, to say, oh, the city's out of control, the state's out of control, you can't trust the state government, we just need to run the election in November. I know to some people that may sound a little conspiratorial, but Trump has told you over and over again that he regrets that he didn't interfere in the prior election. And this letter seems pretty definitive proof that they are trying to trade the presence of ICE and the murder and mayhem that they are causing for control of Minnesota's elections. That's just wild. Minnesota shouldn't stand for that. The American people shouldn't stand for that.
Yeah, you get that right, Jagger. Give it up for Senator Murph. No, we shouldn't stand for it. We can't stand for it. We have to seize this terrible shooting as the one opportunity to address and abolish ICE, nothing less. As to the right to bear arms MAGA contingency who finds themselves betwixt and between over this shooting in Minneapolis, well, here's the local news take from the local gun advocates. Please like, share, and especially take care.
The Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus has sent us a statement. We do want to share it with you. It says in part, despite widespread speculation regarding intent, there has been no evidence produced indicating an intent to harm the officers. We're calling for a full and transparent investigation by both state and federal authorities. Every peaceable Minnesotan has the right to keep and bear arms.
Talking about Alex Purdy right there. Yes. So they are saying they do not have any sense of intent.